true on the inside. And you're just going to keep doing that a number of times. Hey, welcome to Rusty Bow. Going to make another arrowhead out of this nice high carbon box blade stock. Stay tuned. Okay, again, I got a piece of box blade for making an arrowhead because it's damn good steel. So that's what we got on tap. All right, just letting this normalize. It's between the fact that it's daylight and it's been sitting on there for like, 15 seconds before I start talking about it, it doesn't look like it's, it got very hot, but it actually got up to non-magnetic. So that was the important thing. That's a good guide. It's not always perfect, but it's like a really good guide. And so the whole point, again, of normalization is to just relax the steel. That's my wording. Somebody else may look at it differently, but it's to relax the steel and take out any of the hardness, change the crystalline pattern and all that to something that's not going to break or crack or crumble or something like that. You really want to get the whole steel back to something that you can work with without it harming it. And then after you've got it shaped the way you want, then you harden it again after a second normalization.
Don't get too far of this.
Okay, I got the arrowhead milled. Now I'm going to clay it up and do an oil quench. I'm going to do an oil quench because of the length of this. This is, well, I'll measure it after, but this is like a knife-size arrowhead. I'm making pretty large arrowheads right at the moment. And I'd like it not to break, so I'm going to do an oil quench. Hopefully that makes it less brittle and a little tougher, and we still get the differential heating with the clay. So again, I'm normalizing it, and just to kind of relax the steel, as I put it, but it's really just getting the crystal structure back to an unhardened state, and a state that's less prone to cracking, crumbling, stuff like that. Okay, the clay is dry, and I'm going to put it in for the quench. No warps, cracks, or anything, and that's kind of like, oil's pretty safe to quench in. The Hammond won't be as stark as easily seen, but it'll be there, and you'll see it, but it's not like a water quench where it just pops out. Although I have had a couple oil quenches that have popped out pretty good. So, well, we'll see what this looks like when it's done. Okay, so you can see there's still like an oil patina here, and I can see the Hammond under it a little bit, but you can see it pretty clearly here. After I sand it and stuff, it may recede, but I want to check. Oh yeah, that's like glass. That's not biting at all. So that's good. That's good. This will be a fun one. Okay, you can see the Hammond there, and if you go back further, you'll see it, just not as prominent. And this stands for both sides. Although this one shows it a bit more, I think. Maybe it's just, I don't know, something to do with the sanding or something. I don't know. But at any rate, the Hammond is there, and this could be a fun one to put on a shaft and shoot. And just so you know, the arrowhead itself, if we count from there, that's 5 1/4 inches. If we count like the other one, that's like 5 3/4 inches. That's a good, and tang to tip, it's 7 1/2 inches, a little over. Using some beeswax just to give it a little grip. I'm going to do the same with string. I'm just using Dacron here, but just because I have it, pretty much any strong thin string will work. Okay. Biggest challenge, keeping all the string out of the way. So what this is the beginnings of what's called a constrictor knot. After you wrap it, you leave a leader down here, and after you wrap it, you pull that a little bit. You pull that, and you have to kind of hold it up top too. You pull that just to tighten it at the top of the twist, and then when you get, after you're done wrapping it, when you get down to the other end, you'll do the same thing. Same knot both ends. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times that I've drawn out extra string and thought that I gave myself enough, and I didn't. But, oh. So the constrictor knot on the other end works like this. You want to loop it over your index finger, the last bit of wrapping. And it's a little trickier here than it is when I'm doing like a bowstring, doing the serving string. That's actually a little easier, but not trying to get around a complete arrow shaft with this. And usually things grip better, but anyhow, so what you do is, then you wrap it down here and you feed it through on the inside, and you're just going to keep doing that a number of times. And you want to leave yourself enough lead here to pull tight like you did on the first one, and then you just wrap this loop. This is really sloppy, but you wrap the loop, and when it gets down to the end, like that, then you take that leader you got and you pull that through, and it pulls the loop through. And you can kind of shuffle in anything that, boy, this is not my best job, but oh well. And then just kind of hold it where it joins there, and then tug. And it pulls things in tight. Thus, the name, the constrictor knot. Great knot. Very useful. And the nice thing about it is you don't have like a big knottish sort of thing hang out in the open that is actually, frankly, vulnerable to coming undone or something like that. This is like, it's almost like a hidden knot. So. Would have liked to wrap all the way down here. I just did not give myself enough strength. This is a super heavy arrow, so I'm gonna test this at just like 15 yards, 10, 15 yards, something like that, just to see its puncturing ability. Alright, let's go with that. Yeah, well, you know, this crappy archer didn't hit the actual target, but I hit the metal, and that's what matters. So we'll pop that out of there. And very nice, very nice. So, all right, thanks for hanging out and seeing me make this oversized, knife-sized arrow. It's heavy, but it's fun. So, all right, hope you had a good week, and I'll see you on the other side of this one. You stay well. Be good.